As we grow older, our minds deserve the same care as our bodies. But what if some everyday foods are quietly stealing our clarity, focus, and memory? At Eternal Wellness, we believe in protecting the mind through awareness. Today, we're revealing 7 common foods that may be harming your brain more than you realize. It's time to take control and nourish your memory for the years to come. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to our team and experts, and it inspires us to keep creating more valuable content for your health and wellness journey. 1. Processed meats, examples sausages, hot dogs, bacon. Main harm to brain and memory. Processed meats contain high levels of saturated fats, sodium, and preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, which have been linked to increased inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain. These factors contribute to the degeneration of neurons, accelerating memory decline, and increasing the risk of Alzheimer's disease in older adults. Why avoid? Scientific studies show that frequent consumption of processed meats is associated with higher risks of cognitive impairment. The preservatives in these meats can damage blood vessels and then reduce oxygen flow to the brain, exacerbating memory loss. The World Health Organization classifies processed meats as carcinogenic, adding to health concerns. Harmful habits to avoid. Commonly, processed meats are consumed in fried or heavily salted forms, which worsen their negative impact. Avoid frequent consumption of bacon with breakfast or hot dogs at quick meals. Instead, choose lean, unprocessed proteins such as grilled chicken or plant-based alternatives. Recommended daily limit. If complete avoidance isn't possible, limit intake to no more than 1 or 2 servings per week, roughly 50 grams per serving, to minimize risk. When to avoid? Avoid eating processed meats in the evening or close to bedtime, as poor digestion and increased inflammation at night can interfere with brain health and memory consolidation. Prevalence in the U.S. and importance for seniors. Processed meats are widely available and frequently consumed in American diets, especially as quick and convenient meal options. Older adults are more vulnerable to their harmful effects due to age-related declines in metabolism and brain resilience, making awareness critical. Sugary beverages, e.g. soda, sweetened juices, energy drinks. Main harm to brain and memory. Sugary beverages cause rapid spikes in blood sugar levels, leading to insulin resistance, a factor strongly linked to cognitive decline and increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. Excess sugar intake promotes chronic inflammation and oxidative stress in brain cells, impairing memory and learning abilities, especially in older adults. Why avoid? Research published in journals such as Neurology and Alzheimer's and Dementia shows that high consumption of added sugars correlates with poorer memory performance and smaller overall brain volume. Insulin resistance triggered by sugary drinks also impairs brain glucose metabolism, critical for cognitive function. Harmful habits to avoid. Many people habitually consume soda or sweetened drinks daily, often with meals or as snacks. Avoid drinking these beverages regularly, especially instead of water or unsweetened drinks. Replace sugary drinks with herbal teas, infused water, or plain water with lemon for flavor. Recommended daily limit. Aim to consume no more than 25 grams, about 6 teaspoons, of added sugar per day, as recommended by the American Heart Association. Ideally, sugary beverages should be avoided entirely for optimal brain health. When to avoid? Avoid sugary drinks first thing in the morning or late at night to prevent blood sugar spikes that disrupt cognitive function and sleep quality. Prevalence in the U.S. and importance for seniors. Sugary drinks remain extremely popular in the U.S., with many adults consuming them daily. Older adults may underestimate the impact of sugar on their brain health. Given the easy availability and habit-forming nature of these beverages, limiting intake is crucial for memory preservation. 3. Refined carbohydrates, e.g. white bread, pastries, white rice. Main harm to brain and memory. Refined carbohydrates cause rapid increases in blood glucose, leading to insulin spikes and eventual insulin resistance. This metabolic disruption promotes inflammation and oxidative damage in brain tissue, contributing to memory loss and a higher risk of Alzheimer's disease in elderly individuals. Why avoid? Studies have linked diets high in refined carbs with poorer cognitive performance and faster decline in memory. Unlike whole grains, refined carbs lack fiber and essential nutrients, which are important for maintaining stable blood sugar and supporting brain health. Harmful habits to avoid. Commonly, refined carbs are consumed at breakfast, white toast, pastries, or as side dishes, white rice, pasta. Avoid frequent intake of these processed carbs and minimize consumption of sugary baked goods. Opt instead for whole grains like oatmeal, quinoa, or brown rice. Recommended daily limit. Limit refined carbohydrate intake to less than 10 to 15% of daily calories. For most seniors, this means keeping servings of white bread or pastries to occasional treats, not staples. When to avoid? Avoid consuming large amounts of refined carbs late in the day or before bedtime, as blood sugar spikes can interfere with sleep quality and brain repair processes. Prevalence in the U.S. and importance for seniors. Refined carbs are widespread in the American diet due to convenience and taste preferences. Seniors often rely on these easy-to-prepare foods, but should be cautious because poor blood sugar control can accelerate cognitive decline. What's chapter 4? Fried foods, French fries, fried chicken, fried snacks. Main harm to brain and memory. Fried foods are typically high in trans fats and unhealthy saturated fats, which contribute to inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain. These fats can damage neurons and reduce the brain's ability to communicate, accelerating memory loss and increasing the risk of Alzheimer's disease in older adults. Why avoid? Research indicates that diets rich in fried foods correlate with poorer cognitive function and greater brain shrinkage. Trans fats, often found in fried items cooked in partially hydrogenated oils, have been banned or restricted in many places due to their harmful effects on cardiovascular and brain health. Harmful habits to avoid. Common practices include frequent consumption of fast food fried items, often accompanied by sugary drinks or processed snacks. Avoid daily or excessive intake of fried foods. Instead, choose cooking methods like baking, grilling, steaming, or air frying with little to no added fat. Recommended daily limit. If consumption cannot be avoided, limit fried foods to no more than 1 to 2 times per week. When to avoid? Avoid fried foods for dinner or late at night to reduce inflammation and promote better sleep, which is vital for memory consolidation. Prevalence in the U.S. and importance for seniors. Fried foods are extremely popular and easily accessible across the U.S., especially through fast food chains. Older adults should be cautious, as regular intake exacerbates age-related brain decline and increases risks of both cognitive and cardiovascular diseases. Feedback. High-sodium foods by Ichiban, canned soups, processed snacks, salty cured meats. Main harm to brain and memory. Excess sodium intake raises blood pressure, which can damage blood vessels in the brain, leading to reduced blood flow and oxygen supply. This vascular damage increases the risk of cognitive decline and Alzheimer's disease. High sodium also promotes inflammation, further impairing memory functions. Why avoid? Numerous studies link high-sodium diets with increased risk of stroke and vascular dementia. Controlling sodium is crucial for maintaining healthy brain circulation, especially in older adults whose blood vessels are more vulnerable. Harmful habits to avoid. Commonly, people consume excessive sodium through canned, packaged, or fast foods, often unaware of hidden salt content. Avoid adding extra salt to meals and limit consumption of salty snacks and processed foods. Opt for fresh, home-cooked meals using herbs and spices for flavor instead of salt. Recommended daily limit. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day, with an ideal limit of 1,500 milligrams for older adults to protect brain health. When to avoid? Limit high-sodium foods, especially in the evening, as excess sodium can disrupt sleep patterns, which are critical for memory consolidation. Prevalence in the U.S. and importance for seniors. High-sodium foods are pervasive in American diets and are particularly common in convenience foods popular among seniors. Awareness and moderation are essential to reduce risks of memory decline linked to vascular damage. 6. Artificial sweeteners, e.g., aspartame, Sucralose found in diet sodas and sugar-free products. Main harm to brain and memory. Artificial sweeteners have been linked to disruptions in gut microbiota and glucose metabolism, which can negatively affect brain health. Some studies suggest they may impair memory and cognitive function by promoting inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain, especially in older adults. Why avoid? While artificial sweeteners were once considered safe alternatives to sugar, emerging research highlights potential risks to brain function. For example, long-term consumption may alter neurotransmitter activity and brain signaling, factors critical to memory and cognition. Harmful habits to avoid. Many people consume diet sodas, sugar-free snacks, and low-calorie beverages daily, believing them healthier. Avoid relying on these products frequently. Instead, use natural sweeteners like stevia or small amounts of honey, and prioritize water or unsweetened drinks. Recommended daily limit. Though there's no official daily limit, minimizing intake is advised. Occasional use is less harmful, but daily or excessive consumption should be avoided. When to avoid? Avoid artificial sweeteners during the evening, as they may interfere with sleep quality and brain recovery processes. Prevalence in the U.S. and importance for seniors. Artificial sweeteners are common in many diet or sugar-free products heavily marketed in the U.S., including to older adults concerned about sugar intake. However, seniors should be cautious due to potential cognitive risks and consider natural alternatives. 7. High fructose corn syrup, HFCS, EGM in sweetness cereals, baked goods, soft drinks. Main harm to brain and memory. High fructose corn syrup, HFCS, contributes to insulin resistance, inflammation, and oxidative stress in the brain. These effects impair neuron function and synaptic plasticity, critical for learning and memory, increasing the risk of Alzheimer's disease and cognitive decline in older adults. Why avoid? Numerous studies link HFCS consumption with metabolic syndrome and increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Its high concentration in many processed foods causes rapid blood sugar spikes and chronic brain inflammation, accelerating memory loss. Harmful habits to avoid. HFCS is often hidden in popular processed foods like breakfast cereals, baked treats, and soft drinks. Avoid frequent consumption of these products and check ingredient labels carefully. Substitute with whole, unprocessed foods and natural sweeteners like fruit. Recommended daily limit. Aim to keep added sugar, including HFCS, below 25 grams per day, about 6 teaspoons, as per health guidelines. Ideally, reduce or eliminate HFCS intake for brain health. When to avoid? Avoid HFCS-containing foods in the morning or late at night to prevent blood sugar spikes that can disrupt brain function and sleep. Prevalence in the U.S. and importance for seniors. HFCS is widespread in the American food supply, especially in processed and convenience foods favored for ease and taste. Older adults should be mindful as frequent HFCS consumption compounds age-related cognitive decline risks. Thank you for watching today's episode from Eternal Wellness. If you found this information helpful or meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more easy-to-understand, health-based content to seniors and families across the U.S. Let's grow healthier, wiser, and stronger together. Subscribe now and hit the bell so you won't miss the next wellness tip made just for you. Produced by production company, 4Zone Media Executive Producer, Phan Duc Nhau. Producer Nguyen Van Quet. Associate Producer Duong Van Heep. Content and Script, Content Lead. Script Writer Phan Thanh Huân. Health Content Editor Nguyen Hatu. Medical Advisor Dr. Nguyen Tran, 20 years of experience in the U.S. Filming and Editing, Director of Photography Du Cong Min. Videographer Nguyen An Duong, Video Editor Tran Van Hung. Sound Editor Ding Kong Nguyen. Visual Design and Media, Graphics and Motion Design Duong Thanh Thuy. Visual Assets and Presentation Nguyen Hatu. On-camera talent and voiceover. Program host, insert host name here. Voiceover production, 4Zone Media Studio expert. Contributors, Dr. Nguyen Tran, geriatric and cognitive health specialist. Filming locations, 4Zone Media Studio. Local health and wellness centers across the U.S. Special thanks to community participants, AARP, American Association of Retired Persons, National Institute of Nutrition, families and volunteers who contributed their time and stories. C. Copyright, or C. 2020, 4 Zone Media. All rights reserved.